morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue our how-to writing, and last week we started it. You started writing your introduction. Remember when we set up our notebook and we said our question first and then our topic sentence, and then you listed out the materials that you needed? You should have turned that into Google Classroom, and I have left little notes or edits on there. So before you start today, I want you to look at my notes that I left on your assignment, so that way that makes today go a little bit easier. Maybe if I ask you a question or ask you to do something on your assignment from Thursday, do that first before you start on this today, because we have to get that solid before we can move on, and that's okay. We all write at different rates, and so that's okay if we need to fix something before we move on. We're taking this how to real slow, so that way we do it real good, okay? So I'm going to review what we've done so far, and then we're going to put our introduction all together. So far, we started with our brainstorming map, where we drew a couple of simple pictures, and then we wrote a couple of words just so that way we remembered what the pictures were. Remember, these aren't sentences and they're not a story. It's just something so that way we knew what our pictures meant and we didn't forget. So then, on the other side, we started our introduction. We titled our page. Excuse me, sorry. We titled our page. We put our date on it. We wrote our question. We wrote our topic sentence, and then we listed all of the materials that we needed. Okay? And you can even notice that I edited my paper too. I said to know first, but I didn't think that that was super friendly. And also remember that how-tos are to teach people how to do things, so I changed know to learn. Also, I'm using the word recipe in my topic sentence because I'm making something that is food, and usually when there is a how to make food, we call it a recipe, but maybe you're teaching someone how to build, so you might have a manual. Maybe you just want to call it a book or an article or a paper. That's okay too. This word absolutely does not have to be recipe, okay? Remember, this is mine, but you're writing your own. I'm just doing a demonstration. So if you are writing with pencil, which I hope you are, so that way you can fix any mistakes that we might make, and that's okay to make mistakes too, I would recommend writing on the back side of your paper, so that way you don't use as many papers and your notebook lasts longer. However, I don't write very dark with pencil, and I want you to be able to see it, so I am using something darker, and it is bleeding through the paper. So I'm going to start my writing over here. I do still want to title my paper, so I'm going to write how to. Now, I'm going to, everything that is black is what you are going to write. Okay. Mine is make pancakes. Okay. So you're going to write how to on yours. You're going to title your page. But then this is going to be whatever you're teaching us how to do. And then we're also going to date it. So 11/17 and 2020 is our year. Okay. We are writing the introduction part of our how to. So I do want you to write introduction up on the top. Okay. And I'll highlight it. Anything that I want you to write, I'm highlighting. You can pause the video so that way you can write the word introduction. I'm setting up my X's for my lines so that way I know where to write. Okay. So my page is all set up. I have my title, I have my date, whoops, and I have my introduction, so that way I know what part of my story I'm on. Now, over here we have our question and we have our topic sentence, and there's a space between them. That's okay because I wanted to look at both of them. But now that we're writing an introduction is going to look like a paragraph or like a story. So we just need to bring those two together without having spaces between. But friends, I'm literally just rewriting this. So that's why it's important that you look on Google Classroom to see any notes or edits that I might have made to your page, so that way you're using that information, and so that way you don't have to redo it even more. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my question, and my question over here says, do you like pancakes? I'm literally writing, do you like pancakes over here? And I'm also going to try to write it in my very best handwriting. Do you like pancakes? Okay, do you like pancakes? Now, I'm going to write my topic sentence. Read this recipe to learn, and I forgot the word how, so when I rewrite it, I'm going to write how to make your own. And I'm choosing to be excited about the sentence. You can just have a period and that's fine. But remember, we're smushing them, and I still have room at the end of this line, so my next sentence is going to start here. Read this recipe to learn how to make your own. Okay, read this recipe to learn how to make your own. Read this recipe to learn how to make your own. It says the exact same thing. Perfect. Okay, so now we don't want to just list out all of these materials. We want to start a sentence for it. So my sentence is going to say, you will need. And this can be the start of your sentence too. You will need. You will need. And then you're going to list out your materials. Okay. I said you need pancake mix. Now, we're listing materials or ingredients. We're putting a comma here to separate them. So that way the people reading know that it's a list and they know that each one of these things is separate. My pancake mix is separate from my milk. They don't need pancake mix milk. That would be weird. So make sure you put a comma after, not after each word, because pancake mix is one thing. So we don't want to put a comma in between pancake and mix. We want our comma to be after mix. Okay? So pancake mix, milk, eggs. I think you just need one egg. And then I'm coming back to look. So I remember butter, syrup, bowl, spoon, pan. Butter, syrup, bowl, spoon. Now, another tip. Before the very last thing in your list, we're going to write the word and. And pan. Had to remember what my last word was. And pan. Okay? And this is the introduction to our how-to. Okay? So you have you have your title up here. Yours hopefully is not all of you teaching me how to make pancakes. I hope you're teaching me something else too. You have your date. You have your introduction. How do you like, or you have your question. you have your topic sentence, and then you are writing your materials or ingredients in a sentence form too. So we're saying you will need, and then we're listing them out. Remember to use commas in between each item, not in between each word necessarily, because maybe some of your things are 2 words, like pancake mix. That's one thing, but it's 2 words. So we want our comma to be after each item, okay? And then make sure that you're ending all of your sentences with punctuation. My ingredients, I just ended it with a period because I'm just telling you what you need. I'm excited to teach you how to make pancakes, so I'm ending it with an exclamation point, but you absolutely can end yours with a period. Our first sentence is a question, so I hope that you have a question mark after your question. If you guys do have any questions, please let me know. But I'm so excited to read all of your writing and to learn all of the fun things that you're going to teach me. Happy writing!